Hey y'all, my name is Megan Cato. This is my PowerPoint, Factories, Earth, Friend or Foe for the class EVPC 102. My PowerPoint is about factories in and around Kansas City, Missouri, where I reside, but also taking a look onto the global impacts that factories have on the entire world. Kansas City is known for being one of the first industrialized states in the United States. This is due to the expansion of the railroad in the late 19th century. Today, the state of Missouri alone has over 7,000 manufacturing sites. Of course, in the late 19th century, people were unaware of the damages they were causing to the planet and how fast the world would develop with factories. Some of these damages that have been done locally by these factories and manufacturing buildings is that the air pressure has risen and has changed the weather and the temperature here in Kansas City, Missouri. Regional, or in the state of Missouri, factories have caused soil contamination, making the once nutrient rich soil into soil that can't be used. You can see this as you're driving around Missouri where factories are. There's usually no grass that grows or any other living plants. Superfund sites are locations that have been so polluted with hazardous waste and result in long term requirement of cleanup and remediation, and is usually done by volunteers. These have become increasing risks due to these factories. Resource depletion, habitat destruction, and greenhouse gas are the three main issues that affect the entire globe. Overall, factories are one of the leading causes of air pollution, land pollution, and water pollution. Factories affect all 9 of the planetary boundaries, so I'll do a little bit of explaining on how each planetary boundary is affected. With the first being climate change, CO2 concentration is increased as our factories burn fossil fuels for energy and any kind of industrial process that can release CO2 byproducts. This can be done by power plants, cement and metal production factories, and waste incineration. Radioactive forcing is contributed to by the CO2 concentration factors. The second planetary boundary affected by factories is novel entities. When factories release chemicals, radioactive materials, and microplastics into Earth's system, it becomes disrupted and turns into a major environmental concern. ODSs and CFCs are depleting the stratospheric ozone layer, which is part of the third planetary boundary. This happens when refrigerant, air conditioning, and fire suppressants are released during factory production. The fourth planetary boundary affected by the production of factories is atmospheric aerosol loading, which is caused by these factories releasing particles, whether they're solids or liquids, and gases, as they're manufacturing and using fossil fuels. As factories release more CO2 into the atmosphere, the ocean then absorbs it, causing the pH balance to lower and resulting into a more acidic ocean, potentially killing life forms that depended on the ocean's natural pH balance. This planetary boundary is the fifth planetary boundary and is called ocean acidification. In biogeochemical flows, the sixth planetary boundary, nitrogen cycles, are disrupted by factories when they produce synthetic fertilizers and burn fossil fuels. This production induces excess nitrogen into the environment. Phosphorus in the biogeochemical flow is affected when waterways are used to discharge industrial waste, such as synthetic fertilizers. Freshwater change being the seventh planetary boundary, green water is a portion of freshwater that plants use for growth in soil, and blue water is freshwater in lakes and rivers. Both are affected when factories release wastewater that can contain anything from metals, chemicals, or organic matter. When these are affected, water pollution, nutrient pollution, and freshwater sources are highly affected. The eighth planetary boundary is land system change. Deforestation by removing trees to use for buildings, soil pollution by releasing manufacturing waste, and altering the land that factories uses affects the land system change and can potentially change the climate as well. Biosphere integrity, the ninth planetary boundary, has two factors that are affected by factories. This is functional and genetic. Functional is through habitat loss, pollution, and resource depletion, and genetic is through introducing harmful chemicals, destroying habitats, and pollution to the environment. I think it's safe to say that factories are called factories because they have factors to the overall health of planet Earth, and sometimes in not such a good way. Some of the solutions I personally feel would be more earth friendly while still giving back to humans is transitioning to renewable energy sources, cleaner fuels, and adopting green management practices, which are great places to start. Utilizing renewable energy sources like solar and wind power, utilizing biofuels or materials with lower carbon footprints, just to name a few, are also great alternatives. And of course, volunteering with any local cleanup group is great places to start. Thank you all for watching my presentation. I look forward to EVPC 102 with everybody and seeing everybody else's assignments. Thank you.